We just push the buttons. I'm so excited to be diving in to this forecast for the week of September 11th to the 17th. So welcome. I am excited to dive in. We have one more week of Mercury retrograde. So everybody just take a deep breath. All is well. I just posted on my Instagram story about slowing down to speed up. And sometimes it can be really frustrating when we can see where we want to be and we're not yet there. We want to try to hurry the process. And Mercury retrograde is like literally holding us back, and we're chomping at the bit wanting to move forward. And so these little distractions, these little frustrations, these little irritations are taking over rather than us remembering to stay focused. So if you are here and you are watching this live or on the replay, say hello and let me know how you're doing with staying focused. My September forecast, I talked about the importance of head down, blinders on, that September was going to feel very fast, but the first 2 weeks of September would be frustrating because we want it to move faster than it is. So remembering that and not getting caught up in those little distractions and all the noise out there, and remembering to stay focused on the big picture. So slowing down to speed up is the name of the game right now, and recognizing that it's very uncomfortable in this place, and I choose to be here anyway. You have to learn to love where you are in order to get where you want to go. You can't just focus on where you want to go and be frustrated and pissed off right now in the moment. That doesn't work. Trust me, I've tried. You've got to be uncomfortable and be okay with being uncomfortable and get really comfortable with being uncomfortable. If you are confused, if you don't know where you're going, if you don't know what's next, if you are frustrated because you know what's next and you can't take action yet, perfect. You are right on time. And my clients will tell me several times, Cindy, I hate it when you say that, but it's so true. Wherever you find yourself right now, you are right on time. It's perfect because the universe is very, very brilliant and it knows what's right for you. And our ego mind tries to get caught up in all the things that need to be done and all the frustrations and the irritations, and this isn't working the way I want it to. Breathe. All is well. The timing is perfect. And it will turn out exactly, or if not better, than anything you ever imagined. So we are in the final week of Mercury retrograde. As we move into the week of September 11th through the 17th, we move from the diamonds into the clubs. And so we have a significant shift in energy over the weekend. As we move into September 11th, we've got the King of Clubs, ruling number 9, coming in. So this week is all about really being fearless in your expression. Expression doesn't mean you've got to go and post to social media 15 times. Expression doesn't mean you've got to have it all figured out and you need to know all the hows and you need to know how to use YouTube and Instagram and point and dance at things. No, expression is an inside job. And so that King of Clubs 9 is on Monday is really inviting you to remember and to notice where you're still trying to figure it all out, where you're trying to control what it's supposed to look like. The King of Clubs has a tendency to want to have all the ducks in a row. Well, many of you have heard me say this before, that your ducks don't want to be in a row. There's one on the rooftop, there's one out in the meadow, and there's one in the back of the cop car. You are never going to have your ducks in a row, so stop trying. It's not going to happen. It doesn't matter how long you're in business. I've been in business for over 7 years in this online space, almost 8 now, and I can promise you, you will never have it all figured out. You just need to know what's next. And so that 9 energy is saying release the need to know all of the things, release the need to have it all figured out, and just go do something now. Whatever it is, if you're trying to figure out your messaging and you're not clear on who you're talking to, you don't know who your dream client is, you don't even know exactly what it is that you do, and you're still trying to pull all those pieces together, say something. Say something. Say, I don't know what it is that I'm doing, but I'm figuring it out. Say that, right? It doesn't need to be this big complicated thing. And we, our brains, oh my God, we love to have it all complicated and figured out. So just notice where you are doing that and release it. Be willing to face your fear demons. That 9 energy is really saying, it's time for you to not be afraid of criticism, not be afraid of what people are going to say to you. I know the people pleasing tendencies, and we want to fit in, and we want to make sure that everybody loves us. And that's just not the case. It never will be the case, whether online or offline. So let it go. Let it go. You do not need to know all of it. You don't need to have everybody love you. You have a message to share with the world, so go fucking share it. And I learned a new word today. And many of you know, if you're a client of mine, you know that I love language. And I've read the dictionary front to back 3 times because I love words. Now, this one's not in the dictionary. I know this because it's a made up word, but it really stood out to me. It's called scariosity. So we've heard the word before of nerve-sighted. Scariosity makes it even more fun for me. And like one of my top values is playfulness. But scariosity to me feels like I am scared, but I'm also curious. And that curiosity tends to drive us forward even if we're scared. If you've ever watched a movie and the suspense music starts playing and you're scared and you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this, but you can't turn the movie off because you need to know what happens. That's scariosity. That's Monday's energy. And for the whole week, be scared. It's okay. And be curious too. I wonder what's in that dark room. I wonder what's around the corner. I wonder if I could actually be more visible online. I wonder what would happen if I shared this part of my truth. I wonder what would happen if I tried something new. And get super curious. I think so many of us are trying to take this online thing way too seriously. And it's time to play. And don't worry about those fears. Those fears, they'll do their thing. They will always be there. Recognize them, acknowledge them, and move through it. Face those demons and do it anyway. I know, but my nervous system. And in order to be an entrepreneur or a coach or a healer who actually creates income and impact, you're going to have to get used to your nervous system being disrupted. It is simply how it is. And you probably have the tools to navigate it. And if you don't, please reach out to me. Because this online space requires resiliency. It requires a little bit of thick skin. It requires the ability to face your fears and go take action anyway. It requires you to take a leap of faith when you have no clue what you're doing. That's going to disrupt your nervous system. But we know how to do it. And if you don't, please reach out. So Monday, big energy, and it's going to flow through the entire week. So as we move into Tuesday, we've got Queen of Clubs ruling number 1 energy. Tuesday is really an invitation to trust that you know and begin. The Queen of Clubs really wants your mind to play in the field of curiosity, knowing that you already have all of the answers, you just haven't quite accessed them yet. And the 1 says, be curious, start somewhere. I think we get caught up in the comparison of, oh, somebody's doing it this way and I want to do it just like they are. No, do it your way. Do it your way and start with where you're at. Start with where you're at, not where you want to be. And by starting with where you're at, you will get to where you want to be, but you've got to start. So this is really an invitation to trust your intuition, allow your mind to be in that scariosity. Really, it's like the Fool's energy. If you have a deck of tarot cards, go look at the Fool card and go look at how they are just leaping into the unknown. They're going off on an adventure. They're going to try something new. They have no idea how it's going to turn out. That's the whole point of adventure, is to see what's up, to go check it out. Are there scary things on adventures? Yes. Are there fun things on adventures? Yes. Are you going to learn stuff on an adventure? Yes. Are you going to grow and change and evolve? Yes. Are you going to let your fear stop you, or are you going to just leap in and go for it? That's what you get to decide. So this is an energy on Tuesday of anything being possible. Now, anything is possible on any day, but this energy is really going to enlighten you to oh, what if I could do this? So don't let that fear hold you back. It's not your job to know all the hows. If you get an idea and you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited about this, and then your brain starts doing the, okay, but how, and making a to-do list, stop. Not your job. Not your job. Your job is to be curious and to feel the wisdom of this idea, of this new beginning, of this fresh energy in every cell of your body. Remember, it's still Mercury retrograde on Tuesday. Not time for action yet. So hold. I know it's going to feel like you're like chomping at the bit, like, but it's not time yet. Not time yet. Develop a relationship with your message by allowing it to free flow. Note papers everywhere. Have fun with it. Just play with it and let it be what it wants to be in this moment. And then we move into Wednesday, which is going to be tricky energy again. We've got Jack of Clubs ruling 2. This is, again, this trust energy. Hold the line. Trust yourself, trust your message, trust your wisdom. You do not have to have it all figured out. This is about continuing to develop the relationship with how you're choosing to express. And remember what I said about expression. Not necessarily visibility and posting social media content, but how you're choosing to express who you are in the world. This is the smiling at people in the grocery store. This is the laughter and playfulness. This is the seriousness. This is the messages that you do share online. This is how you are expressing you, your soul, your truth. We've got to start on the inside first before we can ever express it out. This is why in my coaching program, I make you hold the line for quite some time while you figure out what that is. So that when it comes time to developing your signature offer and it comes time to selling and promoting and doing 5-day challenges and all that stuff, you have the confidence to do it. So many business coaches I see are constantly saying, okay, now put together this 5-day challenge and your offer and go sell it. And you're like, because you don't know who you are and how you choose to express. You got to know that first. That's what this week is about. So you're going to be chomping at the bit. Patience, patience, patience. It is still Mercury retrograde on Wednesday. Hold the line. Stay patient. Stay within. Remember, it's not your job to figure it all out. You do not need to know all the hows. You do not need a to-do list of 52 million things. Stay patient. Have curiosity, or scariosity, as we're going to call it now. Have that childlike wonder. Go spend some time outside. Don't worry about getting it all done. Your time will come, I promise you. Connect with people, have conversation. That Jack of Clubs loves to verbally process things. Talk, get together with your friends, hang out, allow yourself to just verbally process things without needing to know all the answers. You are still gathering resources at this point. It is not time. Keep your foot on the brake just for a little bit longer, because Thursday, 10 of Clubs, ruling number 3, new moon in Virgo, almost the end of Mercury retrograde, but not quite. So we're balancing between the hold the line and go, hold the line and go. But this new moon brings in a little bit of, it's time. So it's inviting us to let our creativity be in hyperdrive. Allow it to flow, play, have fun. Stop taking it so damn seriously. Clean up the mess of all your notes and your ideas that have been floating around for the last 2 weeks. Clean up the mess of your fears and your doubts. Express, play, create. You are still not going to have all the answers. A new moon is dark. You do not have illumination. Things are not fully clear. And it's still Mercury retrograde. So hold the line, but clean up the mess. Okay. This new moon is a massive energy for visibility. And so if you have not yet joined the 5-day Magically Playful Visibility Challenge, I highly recommend you get your butt in a seat. It starts on Monday. So get your butt in a seat so that by the time you get to this new moon, you are set up and you've got a plan in place and you know where to go. Because as we move into Friday, 9 of clubs, ruling 4 energy, Mercury goes direct. It wants you to have a plan. And don't try to do it all at once. Rome wasn't built in a day. So you're going to feel like all of a sudden, like, oh my God, I got to do this and this and this and this and this and don't get overwhelmed. It's okay. One step at a time, which is why you need a plan. You need to have a plan in place. And don't be afraid to ask for help. It's really easy for us to get stuck in this. I know how to do it. I've got it all figured out. And then we spin and spin and spin and spin and nothing's happening and I'm not getting the results that I want. You don't know all the answers. You have access to all the answers, but you don't know everything. I don't know everything. I would never try to tell you that I have all the answers. I have access to all the answers, but I don't know everything. I know the people, I've got the resources, I can connect in with my intuition, I can find the answers, but my brain's not like this encyclopedia and dictionary and Google, as my kitten goes crazy. So you can get results, but you gotta hold the line all week long. Don't let these frustrations and these little irritations and why can't I have what I want, just stay focused. Because it's coming. I promise you it's coming. So Friday, don't expect immediate results. Like I said, Rome wasn't built in a day. Don't be afraid to ask for help. You can't just like all of a sudden at the end of the week post like 15 times on social media because you've been banking all these ideas and then expect things to work out or question why it's not working out. Consistency, plan, commitment. That ruling 4 wants you to have a plan and ground into your ideas and not just go flying off, posting everywhere and not having any clarity on the plan and the structure and how you're going to move things forward. So you need to know where you're going and then have a very, very loosely created plan. This isn't about like reverse engineering and trying to control, but it's very important. So like I said, join the 5-day Magically Playful Visibility Challenge. It's going to really help you put that plan into place. It's going to give you some of those ideas and that inspiration so that when Mercury goes direct, you're ready to rock and roll. And then over the weekend, just check in. Am I being stubborn? Am I not asking for help because I think I have all the answers? So we've got an 8 of clubs, 7 of clubs energy. It's an invitation to choose a different experience. So if you've been feeling stuck in your visibility, if you've been feeling like it's crickets out there, if you've been feeling like nobody's hearing what you have to say, it doesn't feel like you're saying the right things to the right people. If you're struggling with that, join this challenge, but also be willing to trust yourself too. But don't be so stuck in it's got to look this way, it's got to be this way, I've got to do it this way. Be open to other possibilities, to other options, and ask for help. You are not meant to do this thing alone. We talk about this big game of being a solopreneur. Please don't. Please don't. I've tried to do it on my own and it is so freaking hard. Get some help. Ask for a mentor, a coach, somebody to support you, not only to show you different pathways and to show you different perspectives and to mirror back to you where you might be stubborn, but to also hold your hand and provide a little bit of accountability and to help you. You're not meant to do this alone. We're not meant to do anything in this world alone. So next week, the number one theme, you do not have to have it all figured out. You will be frustrated and irritated because it's not happening fast enough. Hold the line, be patient, and the word of the week. I might start this as a thing, the word of the week, scariosity. Be scared, sure, and be curious. Your curiosity will drive you forward.